Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Inside Furman Athletics, where we do just what the title says. We take a look inside a particular program each and every week here at Furman University. I am Dan Scott. Happy to have you with us, and on this week's show, get the chance to catch up with our good friend Jeff Hull, who is in year number 6, I believe, as the women's golf coach here at Furman. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I am well. You're the one guy who is, I guess there's actually two of you on campus, you and Matt Davidson, who it's required that you run around in shorts and a golf shirt, right?
That's the best thing about the job.
You don't have to dress to impress anybody except fellow golfers.
No, all those years I was a golf pro and had to wear pants and nice shoes and all that stuff, man, as soon as I got into coaching, shorts and tennis shoes, it's great.
Yeah, it makes a difference. You got to feel comfortable in what you're doing, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So how are you?
Good. Yeah, life's good.
Fall season is underway.
Yeah, it was, it's great to be back, on campus with the kids and get them in and kind of get going. So that's the exciting part of the year.
Last season was kind of quasi-normal after everything we went through and COVID, and you only played in the spring of 21. Is this the first normal season since maybe 2019?
Yeah, I think so. I think, that we're still somewhat dealing with some of the COVID issues because now the freshmen that are coming in, we call them our COVID kids because, we recruited them without actually being out there, so they were Zoom recruits. We did a lot of things by, phone, Zooming, whatever. This is a lot of times it's, obviously we've seen them in the summer and since COVID, but during the recruiting process, a lot of these kids were in that weird area.
Had you ever been more happy to get back out on the road than when it came time and the NCAA said, okay, you can start doing it again?
Yeah, I mean, it's, part of our job that's fun, I enjoy anyways, is the recruiting, getting out there, and seeing fellow coaches and seeing new people. That's always a fun part of the job. And then I think, being able to travel with the team without any restrictions is obviously much more fun.
Yeah. Well, we're going to just kind of catch folks up as to what's going on. They've played one match here in the fall already. We'll recap that in a moment. But the big thing we're going to focus on is this weekend. We're recording this and dropping it on Tuesday. This weekend here at Furman is the Lady Paladin Invitational, and that's going over, 3 days?
Yes.
And about 18 teams, I understand. Julie Paris was talking to us about that in a meeting, and I think we've gone in the last 3 years from, 12 to 14 to 18. It was limited because of the COVID year, and then it's up to 18 teams now, right?
Yeah, we've actually always had usually somewhere in the 15 at least, and then it's funny because, you get people – you build relationships with coaches, and everybody's always like, hey, can we come? Hey, can we come? And I remember Kelly, when she was running it one year, we had like 20 or 21 teams. And I go, what are you doing? And she's like, I just couldn't say no. So, we kind of made sure we stopped at 18 this year.
So that's one of the things you have to do as a coach sometimes is learn when to say no, right?
Yeah.
Like being a parent.
Yeah. Some teams are easy to say no to, but I think, for the most part, we like to help
You want to share
out.
who some of those teams
are?
are?
No, we're good. We're okay. Thanks.
Well, we'll talk more about the Lady Paladin Invitational coming up in just a moment. But let's start with the Cougar Classic down in Charleston. I asked you before we started, did it meet your expectations? And you kind of gave me the typical coach answer, yes and no.
Yeah, we're good at that. I think
so's the media, by the way.
I think it was good from the standpoint of, we got out, we competed. Anna and Sarah both played well. Sarah finished top 10, and Anna was one shot back. So it was good to see that. Liza, was our individual player, and she was even par after 2 rounds and then, finished 4 over. So, it was good there. We finished like 15th, which is, we would love to finish better than that. But, we had 4 players playing that really hadn't seen the lineup before. So it was kind of a new start. And that first tournament's always tough. I mean, even how some of our best players since I've been here have not done well their first, tournament, and they actually did better. They actually played pretty well. So I'm excited, for this week because, again, I saw a ton of potential last week. Our last round at the Cougar Classic, we had the sixth best score that day. So it shows that when we do play well, we do have a lot of potential. So, our philosophy right now is we just keep building and building for the end of the year and just, kind of see where we are, come postseason.
In the world of college golf, is that what the fall season is? Is that like, for lack of a better phrase, the preseason, and then all of the money stuff comes in the spring?
Unfortunately, the fall is just as important now. We compete year round, so you do try to build each week, but the first tournament is really just as important as the last. So, you try to get off to a good start and you try to make the fall work.
What did you see? You knew what you were going to get out of, as you mentioned, out of Anna and some of your other veterans, but do you see when you have young ladies playing in their first collegiate tournament, do you see much of the deer in the headlights look out of them, and does that change from beginning of that tournament to the end?
I don't. I mean, because they all compete so much throughout the year in the summer, even before they got here. So, if you try to make it just another kind of tournament, it is. I think that college environment is a little different because you're not just playing for yourself anymore. You're trying to play for your teammates. And so it's just a little more unique in the dynamic. And again, I think they adjusted very well. The first day was a 36-hole day. So you don't get 18 holes and then kind of figure it out and go on. You got 36 holes to play that day. So it's a little different. But again, that last day, they all came out and played solid. And so this week, we go 18, 18, 18. So I think it'll be a little easier transition as well.
So what's your roster makeup this year, and how does that compare, say, to previous years, like, last year where you won another conference championship? How is your roster makeup?
Well, I mean, right now, our two top returners would be Anna and Sarah Eve. Anna obviously coming off just a phenomenal, season. Second team All-American, played in the Palmer Cup, and all these things, played at Augusta. So I mean, she knows, where her game is now, and she's very confident. And Sarah Eve came back for a fifth year, which we were very, very happy about. She got that COVID year. And, she had a really, really incredible summer. She won a couple tournaments. She actually won a professional event as an amateur, which qualified her for the Canadian LPGA Championship, which she played in as well. So, and then she's come back and is just really playing the best golf of her career. So we're really excited about her and how she's playing. So those are kind of the two people that are going to kind of carry us going, through the year. And then, we've got, Caroline Crumrine, who is a junior, and she played a lot of events last year as an individual. And so she got in the lineup last week and has really just made tremendous progress, since she's been here. And then we have three freshmen. We have twins, Faith and Chloe Johnson. They're from Evansville, Indiana, and they came to us and had a lot of success in junior golf, and we're really looking forward to what they can do. And then Liza LePere is from New Orleans, and again, like I said, she played as an individual last week, but ended up finishing third on the team with a really good 3-round total.
Do you mind running youngsters out there?
No. I mean, I love it because, our philosophy's always been you got to bring in players that can replace who left. So I always feel like, if we bring them in, they need to be able to compete. So, and there's no other way to do it other than just put them out there and go play.
And then back to something you mentioned about Anna, it just breaks your heart when one of your young ladies has to go play at Augusta National, doesn't it? I mean, it just kills you to have to go with her.
Yeah, that's a tough week. And it's just like it's just like the Masters. I mean, all the pimento cheese you can eat, and it's great.
That's good stuff. Jeff Hull with us as we continue on this edition of Inside Furman Athletics. So let's talk about this weekend, the Lady Paladin Invitational. As we mentioned, 3 days, 18 holes a day, 18 teams coming in. First of all, what does it mean to have this event on campus for you and your program?
It's always good to play at home. Obviously you have home course advantage. We obviously know our golf course very, very well. The teams really enjoy coming to this tournament because they like Greenville, and because it's 3 days, you get a little more time to kind of see everything around here. For us, I think it's great because we get all the families in, so we'll have a big dinner Friday night after the round, where all the families will be there, and we'll have some other people there as well. So it's just nice. I think it's great to sleep in your own bed, and just be familiar with everything. However, there is that added pressure of playing at home, and,
Right.
and people go, oh my gosh, there's going to be people there. And I'm like, it's okay. Just go play. And we've always been fairly successful at our home tournament, so we're looking forward to more of that.
I don't know that the average fan really even thinks about how important it is for those rare opportunities where you can get most, if not all, of the families of your players together one weekend and have an event like the dinner you're talking about, because you're playing all over the country, and like in the next one coming up after that's Ohio State.
Right.
So you guys are going in every different direction, and I know you have some parents, I'm sure, that make a lot of those trips, but to get everybody together like that's got to be special.
It is, and I feel like we've always tried really hard to include the families in just about everything we do. Even when we're on the road, if the families are there, they can come to dinner with us. So we've tried to be very inclusive with all the families, try to keep them there. But, yeah, once you get everybody on campus and they're here all 3 days, it is a lot more fun.
Yeah, just hope there's not a whole lot of second guessing that goes on. Now, that never happens either, does it?
Never in golf, no. 100% just, make the decision and go forward.
That's right. From the coach on down. Never happens.
Never.
Who are some of the teams that are coming in this weekend?
Oh, you had to put me on the spot like that.
I
Thanks,
didn't.
Dan.
I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you to name all 17 of them, but maybe just a highlight or two.
No, so Augusta will be here, Coastal Carolina, North Florida, South Florida, Florida Atlantic, Richmond, Wilmington, JMU. I'm trying to think if there's anybody. There's just a whole bunch of.
So you're doing pretty good.
I'm doing pretty good so far.
Yeah.
I should have brought my list. Darn it! I should have had my cheat sheet.
Yeah, it's okay. I never tell anybody any of the questions we're going to ask in advance, so I want to try to keep them on their toes a little bit.
Yeah.
You say teams really enjoy coming here, though, and the athletic department as a whole has made a concerted effort over the last couple of years to really establish Furman University as quote-unquote Greenville's team. And that's easier said than done with Clemson being right down the road and the South Carolina influence that's particularly in Greenville here in the upstate. But it seems like across the board we're making those inroads and we're starting to see some of the return on investment. And I think it just speaks to that a little bit when you say how much the families love coming here because of what Greenville has to offer.
Mm-hmm. And it is. It's not only just for the teams that come here, the families that come here. It's big for recruiting. Greenville is such a great place. And we're sitting in this office, and I'm looking out, and you see Paris Mountain right over the football stadium. And whenever I bring a recruit in, I actually take them up, to the level so they can look out and see the football field and see the mountain. And it is a great place. So and I think. It's hard to say, with Clemson and South Carolina. I mean, you got big Power 5 schools, but I really like, the direction that we're headed. I like being in Greenville, and obviously everything keeps getting better. We've been fortunate. We've had a lot of success with our program, in Carolina being such a golf state. That's great as well.
Well, and that's where I was going to transition to that is you've got those quote-unquote big dogs, the Power 5 schools that are right here, and yet nationally you're right there and actually superseding them more often than not. I mean, you've had a great run in Furman for a long time. I mean, you can go way back with Beth Daniel and some of the others, but Furman Women's Golf has been a national name for a long time, so you don't feel like you have to take a back seat to anybody.
No, and I think that history is important.
Yeah.
Betsy Dottie, Cindy Davis. all these wonderful people, that set the table for us, made a difference. And, right now, women's golf and men's golf in the collegiate level is so big. I mean, our national championship is on prime time on the Golf Channel, both of them. I mean, it is, we get as much exposure as just about any college sport other than, like, say, football or basketball. I mean, we've got like 4 events now televised during the year, and we're actually playing in one. So, it just keeps getting bigger. So, you got to compete with those big schools.
At the same time, do you have to manage expectations?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's, we're no different than Bob's trying to compete, the same way with basketball, on the same national stage, and Matt, so we're always trying to compete at that level, and yeah, the expectations are there. But golf is a fickle sport, and you're always going to have ups and downs. So, we'll always have good years, and we'll probably not have great years all the time. But we always strive to keep everything moving forward.
And yet the consistency of the program. You talked about some of those stalwarts who laid the foundation for the program, and then you go back just a couple of years, and you had the National Player of the Year in Natalie Srinivasan. So, I mean, there's a reason why there's an expectation year in and year out for this program.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
so no pressure.
No, there's no pressure. And, and I never look at it as pressure either. And I tell my players, not to look at it as pressure. I really tell them to look at it as opportunity. That we're fortunate because of our past success that we have the facilities that we have. They have the opportunity to compete in the tournaments that we get to compete in. So, there's no pressure. It's just opportunity. We try to talk about legacy, and we got to do a lot of what we do, not because of who's here now, but who came before. So we always say, look, what is it we can do now to really build and promote so we go forward?
What kind of difference have you already seen the new facility making in your program?
Oh, my gosh. It's just unbelievable. I mean, that was, when I got here 10 years ago and everything was really good, but I said, boy, we really need that indoor space. We really need that training space, not just for weather, but from a training standpoint, being able to have a fixed environment and have some technology that I think we needed. And so we finally got that, and it's so great because, you can bring a kid in, you can put them on the swing catalyst system, we can put them on the putt lab, and we can really get some good work done and really explain things even better than we could before, but also the weather element. I mean, as gorgeous as it is most of the time, we obviously get some bad days, and so that's been incredibly beneficial to just be able to have everybody inside, being able to get work done, and we don't miss any time.
Visiting with Jeff Hull, we're talking about the Furman women's golf program on this edition of Inside Furman Athletics. As we head into wrap-up mode, we'll circle back to the Lady Paladin Invitational here in a moment, but coming up the 3rd and 4th of October, as we mentioned, at the Barbara Nicholas Cup at Ohio State University, and then the Ruth Chris Tar Heel Invitational in Chapel Hill, the 17th and 18th, the Landfall Tradition on the road in Wilmington, North Carolina, October 28th, 29th, and 30th. And then you get a little bit of a break until February the 20th, right?
Yeah.
But those are three pretty good tournaments. We talked about going all over the place, Columbus, Ohio, and then Chapel Hill, North Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm from Central Ohio, and I've got a lot of friends and family up there. I used to work at Muirfield, so that's going to be kind of neat to go back there. So really excited about that. It's first year that we've gone, and Barbara Nicholas is very involved with the event. So Jack will probably be hanging around at some point, as well. So that'll be kind of neat to see him. They're famous.
Will he be running around saying, "Yes, dear, what do you need, dear?" That kind of thing?
More than likely. But they're famous for not only their golf, but they've got the best milkshakes on the planet. So we'll probably partake in some milkshakes. But yeah, and then the Tar Heel Invitational up in Chapel Hill. That's one of our favorite events because Ruth Chris sponsors it, and so
there's a little bit of stake involved.
So they usually have sliders every day at the turn. So it was funny last year we created a slider board. So we just put little pictures of sliders on there as we ate them. So that was kind of fun too.
what do you do with a guy like this, right? I mean, he's not going to rub your nose in it at all. That's good
I could
stuff.
tell you about the head coach's dinner that
Yeah.
precedes the tournament if you'd like, but that might be an off air.
The thick steaks. And yeah, I got you. All right, so as we wrap it up, circling back again, we're recording this and releasing it on Tuesday. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here at Furman University's golf course, the Lady Paladin Invitational. What time will teams tee off every day? How can fans? Is it free to attend? Just give us the whole spiel.
Yeah, it's open to the public. Just come out to Furman Golf Course. Tee times on Friday and Saturday go from 9 till about 11:15 on both sides. So the golf course will be pretty filled with teams throughout the day. And then Sunday is a 9 o'clock shotgun. So everybody will tee off together at the same time. We tee off, actually, we're the first off on number 1 on Friday morning. And that's always pretty exciting, because we get a lot of people there kind of cheering us on that first tee. Obviously, it's a little different than a lot of sports that you watch. It was interesting, the cross country was just going on, and trying to figure out how to watch that. You just stand there and they zoom by. Okay, we're done. Well, for us, it's kind of the same. If you come out, see the first shot, that may be all you see. But we'd love to have people come out, walk around, and it's a great day. Especially if you've got kids that are interested in golf, it's a great time to bring them out, because all the kids that play are so nice, and they're always walking up to little kids and saying hi, and maybe even give them a golf ball or something. So I mean, it's a great thing for the family to do on a weekend. It's going to be beautiful weather, and I really think that it'll be a great time to be out there.
Well, and that's just what I was checking, because all the weather apps available have now made us all amateur meteorologists. but according to the Weather Channel app, Friday 79 and sunny, Saturday 80 degrees and sunny, and Sunday 85 degrees and just partly cloudy and not showing any chance of rain. So it should be nice.
Yeah.
So you got no excuse.
Well, I'm in charge of weather. I didn't know if you knew that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you've done your job.
So far.
Yeah. Take an extra $1 or $2 out of petty cash. Anything else we need to know about the weekend?
No, I think I'd just love to have as many people out there as we can. It's not only good for us, but it's good for all the teams that come. So it's a fun weekend.
Jeff, it's always good to catch up with you.
Absolutely.
And we will do it again before this 22-23 season is out. But that is Jeff Hull. We've been talking Furman women's golf on this week's edition of Inside Furman Athletics. And I hope that you can make it out to the Lady Paladin Invitational Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here at Furman University's golf course. For Jeff and for all of us at Furman University, as always, I'm Dan Scott saying God bless you and so long, everybody.